Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure DNS services in Windows Server 2016. I will also test that DNS service is working by using a client computer. I'm logged in at Windows Server 2016. I'm at the dashboard of Server Manager. However, you can see that the DNS service is already installed when I created a domain. Still, I'm going to show you from where you can install DNS service if it's not already installed. So from the Server Manager dashboard, you can go to the Add Roles and Features and then go Next and Next again, and then you can see in the server roles there is a DNS server. If it's not already installed, then it will be unchecked. In that case, you check this one and go next and finish the installation process. After the installation process is done, you will see this DNS item is here. Also, you will see under the tools menu of the Server Manager, there will be an item called DNS. Assuming that you already have installed DNS service, now you can go to the tools menu and then open DNS. You will see the server name. In this case, it's Windows-NH0000. Expand the server and then expand forward lookup zone. Next, under the forward lookup zone, I'm going to create a new zone. So I right click on forward lookup zone and then select new zone and go next. This should be a primary zone. So primary zone is selected and I go next. And then with the default settings, I go next. And then I give a zone name. I will use test.com and then go next. And then I will use allow only secure dynamic updates and then go next and then finish. So the new zone has been created. Next, I have to add several records. The first record I need to add is a record or host record. You can right click on the empty space and then new host record, or you can right click on the new zone and then select new host. Now the host records are the records that have computer name and their respective IP addresses. The first host record I'm going to add is the host record for this server itself. Now if I check the server IP address, it is 172.16.0.10. This is the network that is connected to host only mode, and I'm going to add this IP and its respective computer name in the DNS. So I go back to the DNS and then right click and then new host, give the computer name, which is Windows-NH0000, and then the IP address was 172.16.0.10. I will also create an associated pointed record and then click on add host. Now a new host record has been added. I will also add another record for a Windows 7 machine which is running, and the IP address of this machine is, let's check, is the network card, properties 172.16.0.150. So I press OK and OK again. Also, I will check the computer name for this machine. So I go to the computer properties and you can see that the computer name is HUDA-PC. I go back to the DNS and I will add another host record. The name of this computer was the -PC and the IP was 172.16.0.150. 10.0.150. Add host, and that is done. In this way, you should add all the computers and their respective IP addresses as host record. Next, I'm going to add another type of record, and that can be a Cname record, also known as canonical name or alias name. And it basically represents another name of a computer. In case of browsing web pages, we type in something like www.microsoft.com. Now Microsoft.com is the domain name, but www represent here is Cname, and the actual computer name of the web server of Microsoft.com is not really www. It is a different computer name, but to make it possible for everyone to reach that computer without knowing actual computer name, we can use a canonical name or alias name. And the common type of alias name used for web server is www. Similarly, for FTP server, we use FTP. So let's go and create a Cname record, and the alias name is www. And you can see fully qualified domain name became www.test.com. So if someone wants to browse this website, www.test.com, and it is hosted on this Windows machine, then the public who wants to browse this website doesn't need to know actual computer name of this Windows machine. Only they need to know is the domain name, and they can type www.domain-name. And next, for the fully qualified domain name target, I want to point it to this Windows server. So I go to the browse and then expand the domain, forward lookup, and then open the primary zone, and then point to the computer which I want to mean by www, which is in this case the Windows server. So I point to that one. If someone types in www.test.com, the DNS will actually point to the server named as this one. Okay, so I press OK. Similarly, if you have an FTP server, you can create another alias name and then type in FTP. In the same way, you point to the server which is your FTP server. I don't have any at this moment. And another type of record you may want to create is a mail exchange record. A mail exchange record represents the mail server in your domain. So if you have a mail server, then you can type in something like mail, and then the mail.test.com will point to the mail server. And in that case, you browse and point to the server which is hosting your mail services. So I have added a few records in the DNS, and for our test purpose, this would be enough. Now we want to check if this DNS service is working by using a different computer. Before I use the DNS service on this Windows 7 machine, first I want to check if this Windows 7 machine can reach the Windows server. And the way to test is to use a ping command with IP address. So I will go to the command prompt and then ping the server from this Windows 7 machine, which is 172.16.0.10. That is the server IP address. If I check, so I close this DNS manager and then check the server IP 172.16.0.10. Go back to Windows 7 and then press enter, and I can see that it is not getting the ping result, and that is not unexpected. Now, because I'm using a virtualization environment, and these two virtual machines could be in completely different networks. Let's check if they are in the same network in virtual machine settings. This one's the Windows server if I look at the network card setting for the second network card, which is host only, and it has an IP address 172.16.0.10. Now let's take a look at Windows 7 machine and check its network settings. I have one network card which is in the NAT mode. That means it's in a completely different network, because these two computers are not connected through any routers, and to be able to communicate, irrespective whether you use DNS or not, they have to be in the same network. If we had a router and routing was configured, then they didn't have to be in the same network. Now let's put this Windows 7 in the same network, which was host only for Windows Server. I put this in host only and press OK. Now I need to refresh this network card. So I will go to the network settings and then disable network and then enable network. So the network settings is applied, and once again let's check its IP address. It should be a static IP that we set up before. I'm not setting DNS yet, but I should be able to ping by using IP address. So let's ping the server, and I can see that it is getting a reply from the server. Alright, well, one thing to mention that a Windows Server will not reply or respond to ping request if its firewall is active. So I want to show you there. I turned off firewall before, so let's check firewall, and then firewall on and off. See, I turned off the firewall. Alright, and if you don't get ping result even after putting two computers in the same network and one of them is Windows Server, then you should check the firewall setting, turn it off, and most likely it will work. Anyway, so this Windows 7 could reach the Windows Server. However, I will check if I can ping the Windows Server by using name, which needs a DNS server. Next, I'm going to ping the server by using its name. So I will use ping www.test.com and wait for the ping result, and it's saying that www.test.com is unreachable. And the reason I could ping by using IP address is that they're in the same network, but the reason I could not ping by using name is most likely the DNS setting is not there or incorrect. So let's check the DNS setting of this machine. So I go to the properties, go to IPv4 property, and you can see there is no DNS server IP address. So in this network, the Windows Server itself is the DNS server, so I need to put that server's IP address in here, so, which is 172.16.0.10, and then OK and OK. To take this new setting in effect, I will disable the network card and enable again. Now let's check if we can ping, and you can see that this computer is pinging the server by using its name. I should be able to ping the full name as well. Okay, so I have demonstrated how to install DNS service, create a zone file, and add necessary records in the DNS server. After configuring DNS service, I could reach different computers from a client machine by using their names. And that is the end of this video. I hope you found this video was helpful. If you would like to receive notifications on future videos, Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and set up notification by tapping on the bell. Thank you for watching.